Maybe we should temper anticipation. There's been some wild speculation about the R5c, and even at the low end of the rumours, some people are claiming the R5c will be the camera that the R5 should have been. But I'm sure there's room for both. Let's look into that. Hi, I'm Tom and welcome to Rumour Has It. The R5 is much anticipated and teased by Canon, and that anticipation backfired somewhat when it was released. The R5N came for a lot of heat, and after the release, and not all of it was deserved. All photographers loved the results they were getting, and a few updates later, most videographers were loving it also. However, those overheating stories sunk in deeply with some, and the R5 struggles to shake them off. Even though the camera has a large user base and following, there are huge sections of the community, especially on YouTube, that just can't let it go. Meanwhile, thousands of photographers are enjoying the R5, and there are some incredible photos being produced with ease, helped by the incredible autofocus of this camera. Maybe I should just take a moment here to recognise that a recent firmware update has caused some concerns. There are so many variables at play and it's hard to be certain why some people are experiencing this, but many are not. But a firmware rollback is possible and seems to resolve it. Personally, with Canon RF lenses and recommended SD cards, I've never experienced an issue. And now back to the R5c. So why the R5c? Well, Canon engineering have been stung by the early criticism of the R5 and feel they have something to prove. But also Sony released the FX3, which was well received, but it didn't set the heather alight. Canon will see this as an opportunity to fight back and shoot for that open goal. This time it will be different. I'm certain that Canon have learned from the R5's heated reception, and the R5c will be a much cooler launch. We can be certain that this time the camera will live up to the spec sheets and commitments Canon make for the R5c. So let's look at what we can expect from Canon. I'll attempt to dig through the various rumours, some of them very wild, and bring you the most likely set of specs and price that will get confirmed on January the 19th. Starting with the sensor, it'll be the same 45 megapixel full-frame sensor as the EOS R5. The photography features will be exactly the same as the R5, so there's no change to the sensor. As for the processor, the Digic X processor has a lot of headroom still. We can tell this by the way the R5 competes even with the Sony A1. The A1 needs two processors to give it a slight edge in hardware capability, but of course Sony bring soft features like unlimited recording and additional codecs that Canon hold back on. I covered this comparison earlier in a video, and you'll see that link above. Now looking at IBIS. Canon's implementation of IBIS continues to hold up with the best, so there's no reason to suspect that will change. Look at Canon Log 3. I think this is a given, and the only doubt is over whether we'll also get Canon Log 2, which is still being discussed and may not be included on release. And the next question is, seeing as it's a cinema camera, will it have internal ND filters? Although the R5c carries that classification, it's unlikely this camera will see that feature built in. But ND filters are available in some lenses, either with the adapter or built in on the big whites. Now looking at the big headline spec, unlimited 8K 30p. And with the C classification, other recording options like Cinema Raw Lite, AVC and MP4 will be made available, possibly even Apple's ProRes RAW. This could be added later, but it's unlikely to be there at release. Now other features come along with that C classification, like timecodes in and out, but I think that'll be the extent of it. On the hardware side, it'll have the same multi-purpose shoe as the R3, which will work with accessories such as the Tascam XLR module. I expect to see this shoe becoming default on all the prosumer bodies. Now let's look at active cooling. This is what allows the unlimited 8K recording, and this means there'll be some tweaks to the body to accommodate this. We will see a body which will be thicker, with the LCD mounted on top rather than inset on the back like it is on the R5. And that's to allow for the new heat dissipation system. It remains to be seen exactly how Canon will implement this, and I'll watch that with interest. Also on the hardware side, there's rumoured to be either a 3/8 or a quarter mounting point on the EVF so that we can fit a handle that won't interfere with the hot shoe. And the other biggie for some is there'll be a full-sized HDMI port. And this is a welcome addition from the mini one fitted to the R5. Although to be fair, Canon do supply a bracket to support the cable on the R5, but not many people use it. Now let's come to pricing. Despite the wild rumours from Tony Northrop and others, the price will not exceed $9,000 or be double that of the R5, but neither will it be as low as the Sony FX3 at $4,000. I fully expect the release price to be in the region of $5,499, with a slight possibility that it'll sneak under $5,000 at $4,999. And unless Canon have some surprises up their sleeve, which I doubt, this will be the specifications we'll see on the 19th. I think it's unlikely that we'll see the usual leaked images just prior to launch day. We've become accustomed to seeing that recently, and this is due to the closure of the Twitter account of Nobushita. They did announce a while back that the Twitter account would close at the end of the year, and certainly did. So it's not like they were immediately banned by Twitter, but this will be a big loss to the rumour community, and I'd just like to say a thank you for all the information that they've so freely shared in the past. They were a big help to me and others on the YouTube community, and they leaked all manufacturers, not just Canon. So the whole camera community will mourn their loss. Now why not try this video next, which YouTube thinks will interest you, or perhaps this one might suit you better. And thanks for watching, Rumour Has It. I hope you'll be back soon.